Space at all. You're not supposed to leave any space at all.
You see that two car?
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
I am the top
The way
car.
where
I'm the
your
top
vehicle
car.
was located, your
Top
vehicle
car.
was not like that.
Sit up.
No.
You sit up. Get on the ground.
No. See, sir. No. Cho anh ép lên. Anh nói anh lại. Ai đi bị ép lên.
Yeah, I'm gonna call an ambulance.
Look at his head.
112 Hefner, roll me fire.
Just take that shit off. Come on, not take that shit off. Let's get it.
Where do you live?
Your partner here like he's gonna do something. You ain't gonna do shit.
Where do you live, man?
I live right here. There ain't nothing about
What's
it.
your address?
Do something about it.
Huh?
How about that? Take your shit off and do something about it. You like I won't.
Like you what? Like you want what?
I ain't gonna say nothing on that camera.
What
so
are you
I'm
gonna
saying,
do?
take
What are
that
you
off.
gonna do? What are you
Take
gonna
it
do?
off and you'll see.
Okay,
Take
take
it
it
off
off
and
and
you'll see. Yeah.
Let me get your ID.
You ain't gonna get shit.
Okay.
Take it off and you'll see. Well, what you laughing for? I'm writing your shit. Take it off.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Stop resisting. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. I'm a minor. So why'd you...
Yeah, the question is, did you celebrate one and condemn the other? That's the topic of tonight's conversation. I'm Dominic Izzo. Welcome to Cop Talk Live, changing cop culture. I am a retired police officer from the Chicago area. No, I was not CPD, for those who are wondering. I was in the northwest suburbs of Chicago. We got all the element that Milwaukee and Chicago chased out. It was a fun time. I was a cop from 2001 till 2019. And the context of these videos I do are to change the policing culture for the better. It's an abysmal place right now. And a lot of it has to do with you, the citizen. And I know you guys can't stand to hear that. This has been going around. This has been going around the internet lately. The video of this senior man who was on a call, and I guess this was a car accident. Police in Oklahoma City have released body camera footage from an incident involving a 70-year-old man who was hospitalized after an officer tackled him to the ground during an argument about the traffic violation. I didn't see any tackle. I don't know what you guys were looking at. I guess it's a different place in the world. But I want to talk about this. I want to have a conversation because, yeah, apparently nobody knows shit anymore, but everybody thinks they do. When you looked at this, and I want to break this down. This is what everybody saw, right? And I'll step out of the way for a second. Let's take a look at this together. This was looks like closed circuit video footage. There's no tackle. It was a takedown. It was judo.
The way that your vehicle
Fantastic.
was located,
And here's the
you have to write you a
conversation.
ticket for improper U-turn.
Conversation the cop had during the lead up to this. Here's the deal. Why are you so outraged over it as the public? Now, I know why you are. And I'll open up the phones today, too, obviously, 708-982-0974. But why are you so outraged? What bothers you? All things being equal, if we jump forward to this, and I'll get to where it's at, I don't care. Oh, cop had a language barrier and he didn't know what the guy was saying, and the cop was frustrated. Yeah, that happens all the time. Happens all the time.
Not like that.
Watch this.
Sit
Oh,
up.
No.
You sit up. Sit up.
No. Your vehicle was located, your
Top
vehicle was
car.
not like that.
Sit up.
No.
You sit up.
yeah.
Get on the ground.
That's called battery to a peace officer. He committed a battery. He made contact of an insulting or provoking nature, and it was physical contact. He could be taken into custody for it. Problem is where I align with you, that cop wasn't afraid for his fucking safety. There's not even close. The things I can do, and this, remember, I'm always going to be honest about shit. I want to play your role in this content today. I can condemn the cops all day long, right? I've talked about that. If we look at the beginning of the video, look how close they are together. Well, that's normal conversation space, but I can say the cop used that defensive tactic because that subject could have pulled out his pair of reading glasses, and the reading glasses still, it's a sharp object, could have cut the cop's face. Therefore, the cop had to use the fucking force necessary to effect an arrest. Then I say, why you let him get that close to you? In my opinion, this call, Cop was having a bad damn day, which is no excuse. I do not believe in humanizing the badge. I believe in the cop saying, shit happens. I get paid to do a specific job. I cannot take it personally and let my ego affect this. And the cop, trained, pulled a perfect tactical maneuver. It's flawless. There was no excession in this, no excessiveness. The takedown was there. It was secure. And if we fast forward to the other part of it where he takes him down, listen to the cop's tone and the voice.
Sit up.
No.
You sit up. Get on the ground.
No. See, sir. No. Cho anh ép lên. Anh đánh nó, anh lại. Ai đi để ép lên.
Yeah, I'm gonna call an ambulance.
Look at his face.
112 Hafner, roll me, fire an incident to supervisor.
The cop was not out of line at all. He wasn't like, fuck you, you piece of shit. Why'd you resist me? He wasn't like any of that stuff. But you condemned the police officer in this. Now, totality of the circumstances from one side of the coin, the law enforcement side, this is utter bullshit. It's utter bullshit. But you, the citizen, you allow this. You continue to vote the people in who write the policies, write the laws, and you never go to your village hall meetings. You don't talk to your mayor to connect you with your police. You've never had your police sit there and put on a presentation because they work for you. The chief of police is an appointed position by the mayor. You want the mayor to keep his fucking job? Hey, mayor, how about you have the chief of police explain to us what department policy is on use of force? Next Tuesday of the month, when we come here, put that on the agenda list, and then we're going to go over a PowerPoint presentation so you can explain to why cops can shoot unarmed subjects, because we need to know that. I haven't put on a class, but you don't do that, right? But you expect the job be done how you want, when you want, to who you want, because it's all how you feel, right? I don't condone this. I don't like this. I think, dude, you took a 70-fucking-year-old man into custody like that for one reason, because he could. That's it. That's the totality of why that cop did that. Got away with it, and the law backs him up, and policy backs him up. No, that cop isn't going to lose his job. Not going to. If you look at that from a defensive tactics point of view, it was objectively reasonable. I know the cops say, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't proportional. Remember, for you law enforcement out there, I said, go look at PERF, Police Executive Research Forum. They've been talking for years about changing the qualifications of objectively reasonableness by standards for law enforcement, Graham v. Connor, to proportionality. And you're going to get a panel of citizens judging your stuff saying, well, that wasn't proportional. This is where law enforcement is headed because it's so damn fucked up on both sides. Was this proportional? To the citizen, no. It wasn't. It was an old, feeble man who slapped the chest of the cop. He wasn't going to cause him any harm. Last time I checked, an old, feeble man could still take a knife and stab that cop in the throat. Still can. Was that the case? No, it wasn't. We know that wasn't. But let's look at proportionality on the same, almost identical call. This was a trash-talking kid. You guys heard me talk about this about 2 months ago. This kid, cops were called to a disturbance in a parking lot. The kid didn't do anything. They wanted his ID, and the kid turned into a mouthy little shit. That's all this was.
What's up? What car you in?
I ain't in any of these cars.
Let's go. Then you got to get out. Let's go.
Nah, I don't got to go nowhere.
You live here?
I live here. You don't got.
Okay,
what
your
you
address?
walking up on me like that for? What's up?
What's your address?
Take that vest off. Come on.
Take that vest off for me.
Come on. Take that vest off. Come on. Take that shit off. Let's get it.
All right,
Let's get it, bro. What's up?
Do me a favor,
Take that
man.
shit off. Take that shit off. Laughing like you're not a bitch.
Do me a favor.
Like
sit
you're
down.
not a bitch.
Stop,
Take that shit off.
Sit down.
Come on. Nah, take that shit off. Let's get
All
it.
right, where do you live?
Your partner here like he's gonna do something. You ain't gonna do shit.
Where do you live, man?
I live right here. There ain't nothing about
What's
it.
your address?
Do something about it.
Huh?
How about that? Take your shit off and do something about it. I won't.
Like you what? Like you want what?
I ain't gonna say nothing on that camera.
What
so
are you
I'm
gonna
saying,
do?
take that
What are you
off.
gonna do? What are you
Take
gonna
it off and you'll see.
Okay,
Take it
take
off
out
and
the
you'll see.
seat.
Yeah.
Let me get your ID.
You ain't gonna get shit.
Okay.
Take it off and you'll see. Well, what you laughing for? I'm writing your shit. Take it off.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Stop resisting. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
I'm a minor.
So why'd you get in my face? What, you gonna hit me?
No, sir.
Huh?
No, sir.
So why'd you get in my face then? I told you stop balling up your fist, right?
Congratulations. You just heard a cop hype up the situation, and a cop fucking lied. Did you hear the cop at all tell him to stop balling up his fist? Yeah, you keep back in that blue. You as the citizen, here's your proportionality. You want the cop to sit there and cut the old fucker slack who wound up touching him. That's still battery. You go out to the mall, you go out to your grocery store, depending upon your state laws. You're in Illinois, and somebody touches you. They put their hand on your shoulder. That's a battery. They can be arrested for it. It's any physical contact of an insulting or provoking nature. It's the way the law is written. If I walk up to you and go, hey, you're an asshole, and I just touch your shoulder, it's a battery, it's physical contact. You just heard a cop lie. You heard a cop sit there and listen to his tone, as he takes him into custody.
Resisting.
Stop resisting.
Put your hand behind your back.
I'm a minor.
So why'd you get in my face? What, you gonna hit me?
No, sir.
Huh?
Please, sir.
So why'd you get in my face then? I told you stop balling up your fist, right?
Doesn't sound like that cop's got control of his emotions, but you guys glanced right past that. Nobody in the comment section of this video, on mine that I did, or the video that I took this from, nobody sat there and they commented on that. You could hear this cop he's just as frustrated as the one with the old man. But you love this one as the public. You love this one because the cop administered punishment. Because you keep thinking, man, it's the job of the police to administer the punishment that the parents didn't do, when it's not. Their job, as I keep saying over and over and over again, is to keep the peace and maintain order in a free society. That's all it is. It's not to punish. It's to document. It's to terminate life-threatening behavior. It's to effect an arrest. It's not to punish. It's not. It's to observe behavior and actions and report them and pass them on to the prosecutory system. It's as simple as that. But you guys sat there, and two almost identical scenarios. Kid hit his head in this one. Well, the old man hit his head in the first one. The kid didn't. Bullshit. Watch this kid get taken right down. Watch what happens to his head on the bumper of the car.
You see. Well, what you laughing for? I'm right in your shit. Take it up.
Who? That kid hit those taillights.
Put your hand behind your back.
I've got that exact car. I've got an Acura TL. Those taillights are hard plastic, man. Kid could have cracked his head open. But yeah, fuck around and find out. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Isn't that what you guys all say? So again, there's a lot of work that needs to be done in law enforcement. There's a ton of them. But if you ask yourself genuinely, because I know that you guys some of you are still, when you come to my channel, you're baffled that like 90% of the time I'll be putting out shitty cops because I'm not a fluff channel for law enforcement. Like, oh, look, yay, cop, he was polite on a call and cop saved the day. No, cop did his fucking job, did what he was supposed to do. The bad ones always need exposure so that as the new cops come in, they go, I don't ever want to be featured on Izzo's YouTube video like that. Fucking ever. So they'll do their job better. But why? Where do you, when you sit there and you're shocked as the audience of my content, and you're like, whoa, now you're defending cops? You're just a bootlicker. I didn't think you were like this. Get bent. Go watch fucking Officer Daniels content, who I'm a fan of Daniels, or go watch Tatum's content. I don't give a shit. Go watch fucking a donut operator. And watch how they don't talk about the humanity that is in law enforcement that is unchecked and not controlled. The reality of it. See, what they won't talk about is, again, I'll flat out fucking say this because you guys don't know. You think your cops are out there to protect you and defend you and all this shit, but you know how many times cops forget they have body cameras on? Listen again for all you are playing the home game.
Okay, take it off and you'll see. Well, what you laughing for? I'm right in your shit. Take it up.
So his partner sees, he got that smirk on his face. Let's take a look at that for a second.
Okay, take it off and you'll see.
Is this cop with that giant shit-eating grin on his face, who's at least 8 inches taller than this kid, is he in fear for his safety? Not even close. Not even close, right? But when you go hands-on, everything changes. So he's not afraid. He's laughing. If he was so afraid, why would he let a subject that close to him and take eye contact off of him? That kid could have pulled out a knife and slashed his face wide fucking open in less than a tenth of a second, right? Done. End of story. But no, he's not concerned for his safety. So what happens after the job is done and he takes him down?
Well, what you laughing for? I'm writing your shit. Take it up.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Stop resisting. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
I'm a minor.
So why'd you get in my face? What, you gonna hit me?
No, sir.
Huh?
There's the first indication that some of them are lying fucks who know how to manipulate the system. So what'd you get in my face for? Were you going to hit me? There's the cop. I was in reasonable apprehension of receiving a battery or in plain words, I thought the subject was going to hit me, so I took him down. Back the blue. Back the blue. Oh, I'm so outraged over the cop taking down a 70-year-old man. And you're still celebrating the cop that this cop is lying? This cop is lying. Well, let's see if he lies some more.
So why'd you get in my face then? I told you stop balling up your fist, right?
Did you hear it all? Him say stop balling up your fist? Because he didn't. He forgets the body camera captured everything. So now he's going to put in his... I should FOIA the report, but I don't give a shit. I want to see if he put in the report, RO, responding officer, advised subject to not step to RO or to unclench his fists as he what? Do you guys not get? I've been saying this for months now on this channel. Law enforcement is creative writing. It really is. And I will open the phones. I want to play some voicemails that you guys have, but I want to know why you're so comfortable with condemning one cop who sits there and he takes down a older person, and you're so comfortable with this. This doesn't bother you at all. But when it comes down to the cop punishing the kid, you're completely fine with that. Why? Why is that? You have to start to see that if you support the police blindly without understanding what the job is, you're part of the problem. Big time. And if you hate cops, yeah, this is why you should hate cops. This is the definitive reason why you should hate your police. Because officer, whatever his name is, on a bad day today, because he could, for no other reason than that he judo flipped a 70-year-old man. Here's his head going right down to the pavement. There's that head going to make contact in your middle of the left screen there. Yeah, dragged it right in the concrete. 70-year-old man. Here's the problem. There's 100% justification for it if you know how to articulate it. And you heard that in the second video. What'd you step to me for? You going to hit me? This is an integrity issue more than anything, and this breaks my fucking heart. Because how are we in coming up on 2025 in less than 2 months, and we don't have a few bad apples. The orchard is rotten. It's corrupt. And especially when you have people who are going to celebrate, and you brain dead, useless citizens who are in the comments section, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I've said this. This shows your hypocrisy, because how many times have you heard me say, I can't wait until you meet one of the cops, one of your loved ones meets the cops. You just fucking did. Here's the difference. This shitbag cop with the kid, he works in Florida. And this shitbag cop works in fucking Oklahoma. That's the only difference, and I've been saying it for months. If you keep saying the play stupid games, win stupid prizes, I can't wait for your fucking elderly mother to meet a cop like this. And all it turned out was an elderly fucking man who got in a traffic incident that he didn't know how to deal with. But again, play stupid games, win stupid... My condemnation is until you realize that the system allows, which is why it's broken. And I take no pleasure in this. Should this cop be fired? No. Should the other cop be fired? No. You know why? Because you as the citizen allow this. You allow the use of force continuum to be like this. You allow policy to be like this. You allow law to be like this. I've said it a million times. Did a video the other day on these two fat fucking cops who couldn't take somebody into custody. Couldn't do it. And they're losing their breath, right? They're out of breath because they're literally fat and they're in their 50s and they're gasping for air. And this guy was skinnier than them, and all of a sudden the fight is on. And the cops can't take this person into custody. So what happens? Because the guy turns around and starts calling at the face of this fat cop, "Get the taser out!" They escalate the use of force. You're out of shape. You can't take somebody into custody yourself. And I'm going to tell you flat, my ego's sound. I've never not been able to take anybody into custody by myself. Never. Just as big, if not bigger, strongest to stronger. There's no fucking way. Every single time I could take anybody I want into custody. You have these people who, when they can't, which is why I do not approve or support of female cops, they escalate the force. So you can look at the traffic stop we had, was in Arizona, of the female cop who spent 4 or 5 minutes on the side of the road fighting with a guy, ultimately till she pulled a pistol out, shot him, grazed his ear. She escalated the use of force because she was useless on the street. But they get protected. The police are protected because, he wouldn't stop resisting. It's fight or flight. Fight or flight. But we always lean on protecting our cops. And then you stupid idiots, back the blue. I'm going to wear my Blue Line t-shirt today. I'm going to put an FOP sticker on my license plate, and I'm going to hope that gets me out of a ticket. Yeah. You don't realize how these cops fucking hate you because they think that you're less than them. They see you. And remember this. Everything I'm accusing cops of, at one point or another, I was. I did not break the law. I didn't violate constitutional rights. But I thought I was better than you. I thought I was so much better than you. I looked at you that you were scum. Fucking wrote you every tick in the book, and if I could, lawfully, if you pissed me off. Everything I've accused cops of, except for violating the First Amendment right, Fourth Amendment right, or anything else, or breaking the law, I've done. But you still believe these men and women are so righteous, and you cops out there are still doing this. How much more proof do I need? I did that podcast with Ted from Fit Responder. You know, he didn't like the way that I said all cops are bad. Yeah. If there's a pool, and the pool is where we're going swimming, and somebody pissed in the pool before we all went swimming, maybe they had a lot to drink that night. They pissed half a quart of urine in, I don't know what the size of a pool is. Let's just say a 30,000 gallon pool. There is going to be urine particles everywhere. So when we all go in, doesn't matter how diluted it is, we all got piss on us. We are all piss-covered cops in a shitty, piss-covered system. All cops are bad because they're involved in the system that's broken. And we allow this shit. We allow it. It's heartbreaking. It's disheartening. I don't know what to say. It is what it is. I want to play some voicemails. I have to play catch up with a lot of you guys. It's been a couple of weeks. We switched days going live. Do not forget, if you want to support the channel, YouTube likes to censor a lot of my content because it's extreme. It's 18 plus. So YouTube does not take care of the needs that we have for this channel. If you want to support it, you can buy my book, Before the Badge, Everything You Need to Know Before You Become a Cop. It's available at Words Matter Publishing or Amazon.com. There also is a link in the bottom of the description of this video for PayPal. It's Cop Talk Live. If you want to connect with us ever, 708-982-0974 is the cell, or Officer Dominic Izzo at gmail.com is where you can send all the information. I'll replay some of these, and let's get to your conversations here.
Dominic, Miss Paul in Texas. Why is it every time I see a cop video and they've jerked somebody out of a car or they've tased them or they made him fry on the hot ground like a guy in Arizona, or they just jacked him up, and then they realize they have nothing to charge him with. Then they all get together and they make up some trumped up charges. It's sad. And then you hear them laughing about it later because they're laughing at the scene because they're like, well, we got to find something to file charges on because we got to file a report now. We got to make sure the report says we filed some kind of charges instead of just letting somebody go when they should. Just let them go because they fucked up. Because you can't put in the police report, I guess, that you fucked up. All right, later.
I don't know what the point of your voicemail was other than, yes. Yes. You go hands-on, you have to write that report now. Just like that cop who took that kid down, and you heard him say, would you step it up to me? You going to hit me? Perception's reality. Let's hear some more.
Dominic, this Paul in Texas. I was watching a sheriff's interaction at a domestic call in South Texas. It was a man and woman. One of them or both of them were drunk. And I couldn't believe it, my eyes. The man was being retained in handcuffs. They hadn't even actually arrested him. And he was standing up. And I couldn't remember if they told him to take a seat on the ground or not, but it was at his own home. The sheriff pushed him down and gave him a compound fracture at his knee. They took him to 2 different hospitals. The second hospital told him, and he was out in a rural area to begin with, which wasn't a good situation. The second hospital told him, we can't save your leg. So he ended up having a leg amputated at the knee. And then later, and he wasn't even arrested because the paramedics asked if he was under arrest, because then they were going to handcuff him to a gurney or to a stretcher, and they didn't. And then later the sheriff gave him a trumped-up charge of disorderly conduct or resisting arrest, and their actions took his lower leg for the rest of his life, all because he was detained. I'm like, this is why you should never call the police ever to your residence.
Yeah, everything you're saying, I know. I mean, we used to force people to sit down, and I used to think about it like, why? What if they want? Oh, they're going to run. They're in cuffs, dude. Where are they going to go? Let them run. Everything you said, it's punishment. We knew. We knew when we stopped the gang members on a hot summer day that when we pulled them out of the car and had them palm down, face down on the hood of our squad car, which had been running for 6, 7, 8 hours, or their own car, we knew it was hot. We knew it was hot. It's punitive. But what's the alternative, right? Because the frustration is, now again, the public wants police to punish them. I don't watch police shows. My dad does. He watches that Chicago PD. And I'm like, I can't stand this fucking bullshit where you watch the cops act like they're punishing people and this and that. And it does happen. It does happen. And it's so frustrating, I think, because for me, the point of is I love that everybody's equal under the law. I just love that concept. I love the fact that if you have a person who is at their most down and out and broke and a recovering drug addict, maybe they fucked up their life, they're completely no money, they live in a shitty circumstance, according to the law, that person is afforded the same constitutional rights and due process as I do in every new circumstance. But the public doesn't like that shit. That's why you get the public who looks at somebody like George Floyd. And what happened to him was pure evil. Go watch the video that I did that YouTube will not circulate. I have broken down from start to finish the George Floyd traffic stop. It's in the list of videos on this channel. And you will see how those cops are fucking vile and they deserve to be rotting in prison. What they did was worse than murder. Even though they didn't murder him, they tortured him. But the public doesn't care because the public just knows that, oh, according to the media and my favorite blue checkmark social media influencer, George Floyd held a gun to a pregnant woman's stomach and he's a drug addict. That's not what the law says. The law says he's afforded due process. The law says that he has every right that you do. What, because you fucking live in a higher tax bracket? You're more special? You shitball? I hate human beings and the entitlement of it. I really do. I just do. Continue on with voicemails. If you have something that you do want to say, go ahead and call. You can send a text message to 708-982-0974, and I will call you. Let's hear about this.
Dominic, I talked with you about a year ago back. Give me a call. My name's Mike.
I think that's for our daytime show. It's a political stuff. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's about politics. So we'll look at this one next.
No, sir. This is Marvin. My name is Marvin. Yeah, I just want to say I love your show, and yeah, I've been watching it a lot, and I don't know. If I hear my voice on your channel, I'd be like, "Whoa, that's awesome!" My grandpa, he was actually a chief of police for quite a few years. Then he retired and everything, and one of the things like he was kind of notorious for was he would actually go. He would actually go find intoxicated or drunk people, and he'd pick them up and he'd actually drive them, to their house and stuff.
Yeah, we've done
like a small town, not like there was a whole lot, to do, but instead of like hemming them up, he'd go, drive them home, and then contrast like 20 years later, or like years later, when I got in trouble. Like, there was this other cop, like Hamilton, when he was just moving me from the jail to like to the hospital, because I was having some health issues. He actually slammed my head into the side of the squad car. It was like, oops, watch your head, for putting me in the thing. So, I don't know. I just wanted to mention like that type of contrast, and I'm not saying that's, between like, old school and new school. I just, it's like the two differing types of law enforcement.
Yeah, I understand that, and I appreciate that, and I know all about that damn stuff when it comes down to
hey, Dominic.
Cops and how that goes. A lot of this is just it's uncomfortable truth about law enforcement people do not want to talk about.
Hello.
I said text and then I'd call. You can't call when I'm playing a voicemail.
I'm sorry.
What's on your mind?
Okay, so in the first interaction with the older guy in the citation where the 70-year-old was taken down. So my first question is, why, if you go and watch the whole interaction, why was the lady cited? She was given a citation as well. Why was she given a citation and not required to sign it, but the older gentleman was?
Was she a driver or a passenger?
She was the driver that hit the older man.
I don't know.
Okay, I didn't know if it was because
I don't know Oklahoma law.
She was cited for a expired tag.
She could have produced her driver's license, and that could have been used as his bond, and maybe he didn't have his on him, so his required a signature. I don't know.
Okay, I was just curious because I'd seen that on several attorney sites. That one was required and the other wasn't, and you as a
could have been.
law
Is it a different state? Like was the
No, it was the same interaction.
No.
It was the lady that hit the Asian.
Was the lady, was she a valid driver's license in Oklahoma? And I don't know, the other man was a valid driver's license out of Texas. Then they couldn't take his Texas license for bond. Is that, I don't know if that's the case.
No. The interaction with the old 70-year-old man that got taken down.
What state was he licensed out of?
I have no idea.
That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. Was he in Oklahoma, valid driver's license, or did he have a bordering state? And that could be why. What is your view on the use of force that was done on him?
I think it's horrible. I think it's no different than harming a child. When you have somebody so fragile, and just because they tapped you, yes, it's justified because you're going to say, he touched me. Yes, assault is assault, period. But he is a fragile old man. This is a young man who was strong, and I think he reacted before he thought about it.
So you're talking about this. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you still? Did you move over to the second video or no?
No. I'm talking about the old Asian man.
I thought I heard you say young man for continuing. Go ahead.
I'm talking about the officer. I think that he reacted out of. He's a younger man. I think that he reacted out of instinct, just in split of a second. He done it.
Mm-hmm.
The Asian gentleman was never told you're under arrest. He was told that he could be under arrest.
Doesn't need to be. You do not need to be told you're under arrest.
So how do you justify the takedown that he used? He used a leg sweep. He took down a man.
Sure.
He was clearly knocked out for a few seconds.
I don't know if he was knocked out for a second. I'm going to play devil's advocate on anything. If I tell you you're under arrest, now that gives you an opportunity to resist or run. Why would I tell you what my intentions are? If I'm going to put you into custody, I mean, one of the worst things is, put your hands behind your back. There's a study that shows like 75% of all resisting arrests come after the first one of these goes. As soon as you hear that, then all of a sudden then the fight is on. Now you're fighting somebody with one hand in a handcuff and the other handcuff is a weapon. So plus the cop can also say for whatever reason, I don't know. Let me spitball some stuff here. I had two subjects I was dealing with. The subject touched me. The subject struck me in the chest area, pointed his finger angrily at me. I was in reasonable apprehension of receiving a battering. I used a movement to subdue the subject to the ground to safely place him into custody. Creative writing. I keep telling you guys.
But do officers not have to have a justified reason? I mean,
he has a justified reason.
When you look at it, it's not justified.
How is it not justified?
That's like a 4-year-old shaking his finger at me and telling me that
the legal age to put somebody in handcuffs in Illinois is 10 years old. Do you agree with that?
No, I do not.
Well, change the law then. If that's the same in your state, why not change the law?
I don't know what the law is on that on my state. I'll have to look that up.
So this was a movement that secured the subject into a position to be handcuffed safely, and it worked.
I have one more question for you, and I'll let you. So body cam. Officers are constantly saying, well, we're videoing you too. Yeah. It's on body cam. Yeah. I know in most states that to get that body cam footage, it's like pulling teeth.
Sure shit is. Sure as shit
is. So do they do these things thinking that it's never going to be released?
No, they do these things. They do these things because they're stupid. They do these things for one reason, because they're fucking stupid. That's it. Because they forget it. Do you support or condemn the second cop when he dealt with the 20-year-old?
I do not support either one. I think that that the officers in both instances, their egos got a hold of them.
Yes.
And it was I'm going to show you who I am and what my authority is. I don't think that either was justified. I think that, I have a teenager, so I deal with smart mouth kids. I also have a grandfather with dementia. So I could never hurt either or. So how could you do that to a stranger who is...
Well, as a stranger, you can't.
They're not mentally mature enough or who is...
Well, that's you guys' fault as a parent, because that kid felt so comfortable, and he's 20 years old, he's a man. That young man felt so comfortable he could do that to a cop because he's never received that type of corrective behavior in the household. Because that's what today's parents think is, I'm going to reason and justify and qualify my actions to a kid. That's a whole different topic. That's why these cops are dealing with this.
maybe that is why I don't understand, because my daughter was disciplined. I was a very strict parent. I didn't beat the kid, don't get me wrong. I can't see her speaking to someone of that nature.
Did she have corrective active behavior? Meaning, was she ever spanked?
Yes.
Yeah, classical conditioning. You cannot justify or reason rationale with a 2, 4-year-old or even a freaking 8-year-old. They mouth off to you. There has to be physical, classical conditioning, state changing done for them to understand, ooh, that was a consequence to my actions. Parents don't do that. It leads all the way up to 21-year-old little shitbags mouthing off to cops, and then cops not knowing how to handle their egos with it. It's a problem.
I agree with that. Now, I will say that my child I never spanked her out of anger. If I was angry, I went to the bathroom or the laundry room and I calmed down. And I know that people hate this. I can't believe I'm even going to tell you. I called it a perch. So once I had calmed down, things had calmed, I said, okay, perch. And she would have to put her butt out and I would spank it.
Yeah.
And then we would sit down and we would talk about what she did and why she received that punishment. I didn't beat her, but she did get spanked. But I didn't do it out of anger or in a way. It was in a corrective way.
I'm a 70s child. I got the shit beat out of me by my mother, and I turned out pretty damn disciplined for it. So, no, I appreciate it. Sadly, just because you can doesn't mean you should, and that's what applies with the law, with the cops and their actions today. That's it. They can.
And you're correct. If you look at the law, based on the laws, you're saying if it was a 28 to 30-year-old man who was the same size that done the same thing, we would all be like, hey, it was okay.
Dude, if every
but
single...
We look at the week and we say, hey, don't do that. But legally speaking, you're right.
Yeah, if that was a 20-year-old kid who tapped that cop in the vest the same way, people would be just praying that the cop fucking threw a right hook and then knocked him out and then cranked those handcuffs up tight because you don't disrespect our police. But because the 70-year-old man, now all of a sudden the bloodthirsty bootlicking mob is like, no, you can't justify that. Yeah, you fucking can. Yeah, you can. Simple as that.
I get it.
Don't forget. Don't forget, Jackie Chan is in his 70s, isn't he? Stallone,
what?
76. 70-something-year-old men are not friggin' not dangerous. So, is what it is.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, Dominic.
All right. Good night. Bye. Let me see if I got another voicemail here. All right. Hang on a second. Let me see if I got this one.
Hello.
Hi, you're live. You got a question?
I do have a question. So I wanted to know, I know you said it's when it comes to the police reports and they just have to be creative voters.
Yeah.
I had a situation last year. It happened back to back, which was just crazy to me because I've never been in trouble. But I got arrested sitting in my car in a parking lot. I guess someone said at this, I don't know, a cop was there. It was a busy parking lot. It was 11 o'clock at night. I just set down one of the stores that I was shopping at, and a cop came and knocked on my door and said, "Are you all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just talking on the phone." And he was like, "What? Go ahead and get out of your car. I want to make sure you're okay to drive." Long story short, they threw me in the back of his cop car and tore up my car. I mean, I had shopping bags from shopping all day.
What was the probable cause to detain you?
There wasn't. At first I was like, I'm not getting out of my car because I told you I'm fine. I'm talking to my friend that lives in another state. I didn't want to drive and talk, so I just got done shopping. That store is closing right now. I just got done shopping there.
What did the police? Like, what did the police reports say? Because if they detained you and the security in the back of the squad car, did they ask you consent to search your car?
No, they did not.
They had probable cause, or you were under arrest, and they searched it for prior to being towed. So what did the reports say?
The report said that they searched my car, and the only thing that they found was a vape pen that I bought in that shopping closet, and they said it's marijuana, and you don't have a medical license, a medical marijuana license. Like, no. Look at the package. I just bought that.
What state are you? What state are you in?
Florida.
Does Florida, Illinois? I do not believe it. No, when I was on, if we had the scent, the odor of burnt or fresh cannabis, we could remove you from the car and search every occupant, all your pockets, all your purses, we could tear the car apart like crazy. Is it the same in Florida? How does that work there?
Yes, no, if they smell it, that's probable cause to search. But it was a vape pen, so it was in the package. I hadn't even.
Well, don't forget this too. No, I have been on calls, traffic stops, where the new cop pulls a guy out of the car and he goes, "Yeah, I'm searching. I smell weed." And I lean my head in the car and I go, "I don't smell a fucking thing. What are you talking about? Who can articulate it? Camera can't pick up scent." So I don't know what happened. I didn't read your report, but cops can be creative. Well, I smell weed.
Here's the thing. They know they didn't smell it, but I asked them. I said at first, I said, "Well, listen, there's like eight men, and I'm a single female. Can I please have a woman come out here, and then maybe I'll get out of my car because I'm really not even sure why I'm getting out at this point." They're like, "Ma'am, we're just checking on your well-being."
No, I'm sorry. This is learning for anybody else listening. Am I being detained? No. Am I free to leave? No. Then then you just shut your mouth. Refuse to comply.
And so a female came out within 5 minutes, and she was talking to me like we were best friends, and like she knew me. And she was like, "Let me see when we can get you out of here." And I'm like, "Thank you." And so she goes to the original cop, and he comes back over to me, and he was like, "So you're saying you're not getting out of the car?" And I said, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, "You know what? I'll get out, but just don't touch my vehicle and do not touch me, but I will get out." And at the time I said that, he opened up my car door, threw me on the ground, and like 5 of them were on top of me. I looked up at the girl while I was laying on the floor, and I'm looking at her like, "What's going on?" And she just like shrugged her shoulders like, oh well.
And they're useless, number one.
They're useless. So my question is, I'm not even going to talk about the what happened in jail, but my question is, later down the road, this is last year, I transitioned to another city in Florida, but it's showing up on my background check as intent to a prescription without narcotic without a prescription.
Yeah. So here's why, and people need to understand this. When you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. And I didn't read your report. I'm taking your word on it. There could be more to this. That, like, I'll give you an example. I love when people go, "I got pulled over for nothing," and they tell people this, right? And it's like, if you read the report, no, cop says you changed lanes without using a turn signal. Now that to you is nothing, but it's a law. And then they say, "Well, the cop pulled me out of my car for nothing," and you fail to acknowledge, "Yeah, you had a bag of weed sitting right there, but everybody thinks you got pulled out for nothing." Then they say, and then the cop arrested me for nothing. Well, you failed to let people know because you're embarrassed that you had a suspended driver's license. You don't want to tell people. So there's always a few sides. I'm not disputing what you're saying, but here's the problem that people don't understand. And here's what happened that similarly happened with our department. We had a new trainee, and that new trainee, I did my best to instill on him that we take care of the citizens of this town. You protect, you don't punish, right? And part of protecting is, arresting if need be. And after he went to a less than qualified piece of shit female who wasn't even qualified for an FTO on midnights, there was a traffic stop that ensued. A known gang member to us. I was not on this call. I read about it in the log the next day. They smelled the odor of cannabis in the car. Kid always had fucking weed on him. Pulled him out, which gives you a right. It gives you a right to search everybody. The passenger of the car was searched, all of her content, and the new cop found a single oxycodone pill in her purse. Asked her about it. Well, she stupidly talked about it and said, "Well, my mother gave me that for back pain a year ago. I forgot I had it. It's not mine." They arrested her on a class 4 felony for having a controlled substance, right? This is the problem. People don't get this. They think weed is I have no problem with weed. I've never done it, never fucking smoked it, never done a gummy or anything. Hopefully I'll change that soon. But if you look at the concept of how in Illinois, it's listed as dangerous drugs, or at least it still was when I was on. So if I arrested you for a joint, less than, I don't know how many grams of cannabis, and I could charge you, your criminal history would say in a general form when you ran it that you had one charge for dangerous drugs. Do you think that's fair?
But Dominic,
That's not fair.
it wasn't THC. It was like the you get at gas stations. You get
Sure.
it at the smoke shop.
Sure.
It's like
No, you are
Delta
arrested.
8.
Yes,
It's
you.
CBD.
That's what they classified the
CBD.
arrest for. You could be arrested for it. It could say 1 arrest, 0 convictions, but you're still arrested for it because then they send it to the lab and they go and test it thinking it's cocaine, but it's just protein powder that he left in his car. But you still got charged for it. So
Right. Well, I
it's a bunch of
got
bullshit.
charged for it. By the time I got to court, it was dropped, and they got me for a resisting arrest without violence. And I said,
What is resisting arrest without violence? You passively aggressively saying, I don't want to get out of the car. But still, now explain that. It's the qualification, right? It's the people who sit there and go, you got fired as a cop. Yeah, but I got fully reinstated. But they'll always say, but you got fired. Yeah, but I got fully reinstated. You have to say, I was arrested for resisting arrest.
Right.
And then you go, but it was nonviolent. People don't fucking care. That's how the state ruins your life. That's how cops ruin your life.
It's so backwards. Like, why can't they have it on Google where, all the mugshots.com or this.com, why can't they have what the final outcome of what the judge said?
Because people don't care. People don't care. People do not care.
Because this is like crazy. Police can write anything that they want. Absolutely insane. So my question is, it was one jurisdiction that arrested me, but then they took me to another town.
Because it's a state. It's a state
right.
charge.
So what is? But my question is, how easy is it for them to change my record? If I didn't get charged for it, why is it still showing up on my record? And it's saying that one is.
Go ahead.
One says tetrahydro blah 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 cannabis pen, and then another one says prescription with narcotic without a prescription. Both sound horrible.
Yeah, they do.
Why can I not change? Why is that in the FBI records? Why is that in? So it's going to show up on any background check, whether it's just your mom and pops or the FBI ADP or whatever. Why? How can they not change that for me?
Oh, you got to go because the state always wants money. The state wants money. You got to go pay a lawyer to get that expunged now. But they
have that word administration expunged, where the officers need to change it on themselves.
It's still on your. You still. The officers can't do shit. That's all state. The officers cannot do shit. It's all state. State has to go through. Yes, again. This is why I have such a hard fucking time with people who are like, back the blue, play stupid games, win stupid prize. We need to find out the totality of the circumstances. I don't know you. And you know what? You could be fucking lying out of your ass, right? And you could be playing victim. And I don't know. And let's just say for argument's sake, you were sitting in your car and somebody called and complained. So that gave every cop the right, the reason to be there. They rolled down the window or they smelled something. I smoke cigars in my car. It smells like weed every now and then. I got to make sure that I have air freshener and my cigar in my car because I don't need some stupid cop going, I smell weed in here. No, it's a fucking cigar, dumb shit. So then they want to pull you out of the car to search the vehicle. Search the vehicle, right? But they need your consent. So the second they pull you out, maybe they see that you drop a pen back there. Boom, that's all they need. I'm surprised they didn't charge you with DUI or operating a motor vehicle under the influence of X, Y, and Z. It's all how creative you are.
Here's what I think really what it boils down to, because I have a friend that I met at a Goodwill. I was doing some shopping, and she lives out of her car. So she's not a good friend, but she's just a friend that I met. So she lives out of her car. Her car looks like a walking mess. It's a mess. It should be banned from on the road because there's stuff underneath the brake, the pedal. She's a hoarder in her car. They will talk to her every other day and not arrest her. She's sitting in there, she's sleeping in there, and not arrest her. They see me, I'm dressed in a nice shirt, I'm wearing heels.
Wait. I'll answer that question for you. Do me a favor and text me a selfie right now. Just don't whatever picture you have of yourself, text me. Go ahead. I'll answer this question in fucking less than 1/10 of a second.
Okay, hold on. I'm sending you one right.
How old are you?
So, and hold on, I'm going to put you on speaker so I can.
Mm-hmm. How old are you, too?
So, my question is why? I think this is what it is. They saw a person that could probably pay her bond, pay for what the court fees are going to be, instead of arresting the girl who probably lives in her car and she's going to be an annoyance in the jailhouse.
We're going to see
Is that something that's kind of feasible?
As soon as I see, and I'm gonna explain this to you. As soon as I see what you look like, I'll explain this.
Okay, hold on. I'm coming with it.
Because I can already hear why they did it.
Why you think they did it? You can hear it through my voice.
Yeah.
Huh.
What's your profession?
I work for an IT consulting company, so I'm.
Do you have any side jobs?
No, not at all. Why?
What
do you mean?
I'm saying I think that if you're an attractive female, that's exactly why they fucking did it. That's the reason. And
Well,
what time of night was it?
It was a Friday night.
What time?
It was 11 o'clock. So I sat down.
Five cops, nothing better to do, and there's a fucking attractive broad in her car.
Well, I don't know if that's really what it is because I think.
Yeah, that is how it is. That's what it is. That's how it goes.
But that's not fair. How could they possibly do something like that? Why?
Because they're protected by law. As long as they can articulate it. I went to go check on somebody's well-being as CENTCOM 9511 doing a well-being check. Subject sitting in a car alone. Blah, blah. They could fucking articulate. There's no law that says they can't make contact with you just to say hi. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, shit. You guys as the audience, you tell me. There you go. Sorry, I'm giving away your influence. You're an attractive black woman. Of course they're going to fucking say something. Holy shit. Yeah, sorry, lady.
You know what's funny? I saw him at a gas station probably like 2 months later, and just to, I don't know, something was in me. I walked up to him and I said, "Hi, can I get your badge number?" And he looked around and he was like, me? And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, and he said his badge number. And he was looking at me so puzzled, like he had no idea, he must do it a million times, that he threw me out on the ground and got on top of me and arrested me. Like he had no idea who I was.
Well,
like, did you do that often?
I would contact a lawyer and try to get that expunged from your record if everything's cleared up. But sorry about what you went through.
Yeah, it's just sad because I lost an apartment because of this. It's just like it's following me everywhere. It's
sorry to hear
bad
that.
Look.
Yeah. You hear, do you see, get a criminal record, resisting arrest and dangerous drugs. It's not fucking fair. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye. All right. I owe somebody else a call. Let's see. 559. Giving you a call. $559 just gave you a call. Let's see. All right, 903. Hang on, let's give you a call. Don't forget to support the channel. Go ahead and hit that super like or go to Cop Talk Live on PayPal and help support us. Hey, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're live. I was returning people's calls. What question do you have?
Oh, no, I was just wondering if you think that it's become, because at first I told you I think both the cops just let their feelings get out of control, personally. But do you think that it has become a them versus us mentality on both sides, on the citizen side and the police side?
100%. 100%. Cops proved their true colors when it came down to the pandemic. 100%.
Yeah.
And I don't care. Well, not me. The only cop that I know of who ever sat there and stood up against it was Greg Anderson. I think it was Washington State is where he was, and he got fired. He was the cop who did a video talking about how he will not support what they were going through, and he got fired. And his life is 10 times better now, but he's the only cop I know of. Other than that,
wow.
I mean, I can't believe how many cops during the pandemic were, it was policy, and we the people, and the paycheck over, policy, paycheck, and politicians over we the people. And they proved that.
Oh,
I do not trust the police. In a time of shit happening, like if the world goes to shit, no, I do not trust the police at all to be on our side. They will be the first ones to step and fetch like good little puppies to get in line, because their hiring practices, their hiring and training standards are a fucking joke. So you're getting the quality of people who, they're company men. They don't think on their own. And command staff does not like people who challenge them and think them and not remind them that they work for the people. So, yes, it is a we versus them. And to be honest, when you think about it, it needs to be. And I say this carefully. The government, the police, the politicians, they need to fear we the people, but they don't, because we're so fucking unorganized. We don't come together. We don't do anything to show solidarity. You look at like in Illinois, my state, I do a Monday through Friday show, and I've had on guests and we've talked about building militias. In the state of Illinois, it is illegal to form a militia without consent of the governor of the state.
That's insane.
It's fucking insane. So, yes,
yeah,
you're
the
right.
only reason for the militia is to go against the government. And
100%.
Asking permission from the people that you're trying to get rid of.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
yes,
nuts.
yeah, it is us versus them, and it's sad, especially when you have the divisive nature of the bootlickers and the people who just do not know what the role of the police is. But, yeah, you're right.
All right. Thanks.
Oh, I appreciate that.
That's the way I felt, but, I want to hear somebody else's perspective.
Well, you're right in feeling that way. I appreciate your call.
Bye.
Let's see who else we have. If I missed anybody. So original video. Did I miss anybody? 559. I'm going to give you one more call. And I do not want to miss your question. Forget to support the channel. Guys, I love what you're helping us out with. We send all the comments, the questions, and the love and support for the channel. Help us grow. Help us continue this. All right. 559, sorry I missed your call. Your question was, how can you charge somebody with resisting arrest if you never told them they were under arrest? Just the nature of me putting my hands on you means you can't fight me. It blows me away. It blows me away. It's all how you articulate it, right? It's as simple as this, and it's so screwed up. If I go to put my hands on you and you pull away, I'm not going to say you're under arrest. I'm going to say stop resisting. But you're like, resisting what? And I'm going to say stop resisting. Stop. I'm going to say it 1,000,000 times because I know that you're under arrest, but you don't know that, and the law doesn't say that I have to tell you that you're under arrest. If the public only took the time to get educated, you would know, A, how to shut the fuck up and never talk to cops. You never would. There is never a single circumstance in the history of the world where you talk to the police. I was talking to somebody today, good friend, influencer on social media, having an issue where he's 100% in the right. 100% in the right. And I said, don't talk to the cops. They're not your friends. Don't fall for we just want to help you. The sooner we get this out in the open, the sooner we can get it all back to normal. Melissa Kaluzinski's sitting in prison for the last 13, 14 years, serving a 31-year sentence because my chief told her, we're just trying to get the story right. We need you to help us to tell what happened. And after 9 hours of wearing this little girl down who had a verbal IQ of 70, she confessed to killing a toddler that medical records proved she didn't kill. And she's sitting in prison for it. The system's broken. The system's fucked up. I'm hoping that as time goes on, you, the people, will look at certain circumstances like the old man and the younger man, and you will not support or condemn without understanding why. And start understanding that, you have a role in this if there's going to be changing the cop culture. Demand more of your mayors, demand more of your police, understand the hiring process and the testing process. Start seeing these suck-ass politicians who live in your town, who they get voted in year after year after year. Oh my God, it's the good old boys club in most 90% of your towns. They sit on the police fire board. They're untouchable. And the cop, it's insane. It's insane and it's vile, and we have to change it. And the standard I hold, because I was a cop, is more along the lines of the police officer, their onus, their responsibility. I believe that they need to come to the table. They need to set their standards higher, better, faster, stronger, more righteous, all that stuff. And the public needs to shut the fuck up and get educated. If you live in this country and you're an American citizen, you don't know what your rights are, yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. It's not a right, and it's not a requirement that you know what your civil rights are, but it would behoove you not to. And if we started there, maybe there would be a little bit more of a progression of the relationship changing. Guys, we do this Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern. There may be a night or two where I don't do it because I've got a wrestling meet I have to go help coach. Support the channel, please. YouTube likes to ban a lot of the videos I do. One of the best breakdowns I've ever done is the George Floyd video. Go ahead and check it out on our channel. It was done about 3-4 weeks ago, and I just show from start to finish how it was the police who fucked that one up bad. And Chauvin deserves a rotten prison for the rest of his life. My book, Before the Badge, Everything You Need to Know Before You Become a Cop, available at wordsmatterpublishing.com and amazon.com. There is a link in the description for Cop Talk Live PayPal. Support us. Support us. This channel is growing. I do believe that the content that we put on this channel, that it deserves to have 1 million followers. I truly do. Because I think that together, along with the comments you guys put in, the calls, that we will change cop culture together. That's something I'm very passionate about, and with your help, we can make it happen. So share the videos, tell people about the content. If you're new to this, you haven't liked the channel already, please do, and stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.